Hi everyone, it's Martha. Today I am going to share with you how to make Norwegian paper baskets, just like the one that's pictured here on this tablecloth. I learned how to do this when I was a young girl sitting next to my grandmother. She passed this tradition on to me and I'd like to share it with you. So I'm ready to begin weaving. I'm using wrapping paper in two contrasting colors and I have made my slits according to the directions that I will give you. I'm just going to turn these over so that the fold is away from me. Remember now, when we weave, this is how we're going to weave them together. We're going to start with the red, and I am going to have the red go around the green, or the green is passing through the red, however you want to look at it. And with weaving, we are going to pass the red working slit in an alternate pattern by either the red is going through the green or it is going to go around the green. So this is the beginning of the alternate pattern. Now here we go with the second red slit. Since the first one was around the green, this second red one in this first green slit is going to go through the green. Okay, let's move that one out of the way. Okay, so now the red is going to go around the second green and then through the last green. You see how the pattern is beginning to show? The last red slit that's cut is going to go around the green, so the green is passing through the red. Just slide this down a little bit. Okay, the red is going to go through the green. And now the last step for the weaving is this green is going to go inside through the red. So here's the pattern. And this looks like the basket that was embroidered on the tablecloth, the red and the green. Okay, now I'm going to gently fold this over because I'm going to make a rounded shape for the top that will then make it look more like a heart. Okay, now we're ready to add a handle for hanging. Now would be a good time, if you wanted to date it, to do it on the inside of the basket before you place the handle. And I usually just use Scotch tape as a quick adhesive rather than rubber cement or white glue. The white glue could make the paper ripple. I'm not sure if I have a red or a green one prepared, so I'll just grab this silver handle. Now, the baskets that you saw hanging on the tabletop tree were a little large for the size of the tree. I just wanted to show you how they would look to give you an idea of what your Christmas tree would look like with the baskets. Now, my grandmother told me that these baskets would be filled with fruit and nuts and maybe even candy when she was a young girl. I am sure that the paper was probably heavier and sturdier than some of the paper that we can find. Everything has different weights, so be mindful of that. Also, when you're purchasing wrapping paper, you might want to see on the label whether or not there's the cutting guide on the back side. Sometimes wrapping paper has the gray dotted lines to help you cut paper. You don't want this because it will show on the inside of your basket. Okay, I happen to make a little fringe on the green side as something that's a little fancy. So here you go. There's your basket. I hope you enjoyed this. Hi everyone, it's Martha. Here is a Norwegian basket made out of burlap ribbon. I showed Tina here at work how to weave a Norwegian basket using wrapping paper. And she took that knowledge, brought it home to make a burlap woven basket. I think it looks great. She had 4-inch wide burlap ribbon, and that's what she used to cut and weave together this basket. Then we just put some jute for the handles. Of course, we had to add something inside of it, and we used some snowball pom-poms. So see what you can do and make a variation for yourself. And share it if you like. I would love to see it. Until later, bye.
What do you want our viewers to do, Martha?
Subscribe.
Can you say that again?
Subscribe.
And again?
Subscribe.